All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Daf Gimel, Maseches Beitza. So we got to the bottom yesterday, base and base. Is that where we got to? Yeah. All right, so we had a machlokas. Away we go. So we had a machlokas yesterday regarding what the makor, what is the machlokas in our Mishnah, right? The machlokas between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. An egg that was laid on Yontif. So Beis Shammai says you can eat it. Beis Hillel says you can't. So the first interpretation was it was a question of muksa, right? That was the first shita we saw. The second opinion was that hachana, it wasn't prepared before. We're talking about a Shabbos, it's Yontif or Yontif in the Shabbos, and therefore it wasn't making. You can only be making on Chol for Yontif, but you can't be making on Shabbos for Yontif, and therefore that's the reason why. It wasn't prepared for Shabbos, so that's the reason why Beis Hillel says lo yochel. Now we get into reasons 3 and 4. Rav Yosef, I believe that's 2 lines from the bottom on Beis and Beis. Rav Yosef Amar Gzeira Mishum Peiros HaNoishu. Right? It's a Gzeira for because if we allow you to go ahead and have the egg, right, then people might go ahead and take fruits that fell off a tree. What's the deal with what's the problem with that? So I'm going to buy Paris Notion, time of mine. What's the reason why Paris Notion, right? Fruit that falls from a tree, one cannot go ahead and eat Shabbos. So Gemara says Gzeira Shem Yalav Litlosh, right? So you can't have those. Something falls off the tree. Why? Because if we allow people to go ahead and have fruit off the tree, they might go ahead and climb the tree and pluck an apple off the tree. So Gemara says, I understand. He gufa Gzeira. Understand? That's only a gzeira, right? Fruit lying on the ground is a gzeira, a decree. You can't go ahead and pick up and eat off the ground because you might go ahead and climb the tree. So you're going to tell me that you're going to do 2 gzeiras, right? You're going to have a gzeira that an egg laid by a chicken is similar, right? If we allow you to that, then you might go ahead and eat an apple that was found on the ground on Shabbos that fell from the tree. And if you go ahead and eat an apple that fell from the tree, you might go ahead and climb the tree and pluck the apple. It's like a 2-step thing. So the answer is no. It's one gzeira. It's not a gzeira on a gzeira. Rather, it's one gzeira all together. It was part of the a Paris nation, and therefore that's the reason why an egg laid would be usher to eat according to Beis Hillel.
It's really not the same.
So we'll soon see. So the Gemara is going to point out why it's not the same. All right. So very good. Let's see. And Rabbi Yitzchak Omar Gzeir Mishum Mashkin Shazav says no. What is the egg being laid similar to? That's being similar to basically juice that has oozed, that has come out from its fruit, right? So it's similar to the fruit juice that came out. So I'm going to buy mashkin shazavu time of my. What's the reason why juice that's come out of a fruit is usher? So gzeira shana yitzcha. Person might come, and if that's the case, he might come squeeze the fruit in order to get the juice, which is usher schita. So he gufa gzeira. What? That itself is a gzeira. You're going to make a gzeira to a gzeira. So Gemara answers once again, kulu chad gzeira he. It is one gzeira. Fine. Those are the 4 different opinions. The 2 that I started off with a review, and then there's 2 gzeiras. One because Paris Nation, and the one because of Mashkin Shazav. So now, Kulu Rav Nachman lo Amri. Everybody doesn't agree like Rav Nachman's interpretation of that the Machlekes in our Mishnah is a Shaila of Muksa. Why is that? Kikashin Karab? Kikashin. Kukushia. Because of our question we asked yesterday, said if it's a Shaila, we're talking about a chicken who's fit to eat, right? It was set aside to eat, and it's an egg from it. So basically, it's like it's part of the fruit or the part of the food of the chicken itself, because the chicken and its egg is its food. So the Gemara says, so that's the Shaila over there, and it was an extra gzeira on the egg. So the Gemara says, if that's the case, why don't you argue between the chicken and the egg, right? We said yesterday that was the question. Why didn't you go ahead? Why are you just talking about the beitza? Talk about tarnagolas ubeitzasa, right? Ask about both the chicken and the egg, right? It doesn't matter which came first, right? But if you ask both on the chicken and the egg, right, that should have been the shaila and the machlokas in both cases. But the Gemara, the Mishnah didn't say that. It sounds like it's only specifically on the egg, and not a shaila of muksa. So that's why they didn't say like Rav Nachman. Karava nami lo amar. They also didn't agree with Rav Nachman because hachana leslu. They didn't hold to this halacha that he brought down of hachana, that something has to be prepared from chol for the purpose on yontif. So therefore they held that was not the source of the machlokes. El Rav Yosef, my time lo amar Rav Yitzchak. Why did Rav Yosef not say like Rav Yitzchak? Someone called beitza uchla upeiros uchla lafuki mashkin de lav uchla. Because it's not, Rav Yosef said, it's not similar to the case of juice that oozes from a fruit. Is not an egg does not ooze from a chicken. That's not how it works. So therefore, it's not similar. So since it's not similar, that's not part of the gzeira, right? If you go ahead and you have an egg that was laid on yontif, right? You're going to go ahead and squeeze a fruit to get its juice out. That doesn't make sense. And Rabbi Yitzchak, my time, Rabbi Yitzchak, beitza belua mashkin beluyid, right? An egg is bluya, is covered, is engulfed, right, in the chicken, right? Mashkin bluid, and the juice is engulfed in the fruit. Lafuki peros, the miklu, the kaimu, as opposed to fruit, which are just sitting out. So therefore, it's not similar, right? An egg that comes out of a chicken is not similar because the fruit doesn't come out of a tree, right? It falls from a tree. It's already existed. So therefore, it's not similar. Period. Fine. Now, middle of the page, Rabbi Yochanan Savar Gzeira Mishum Mashkin Shezab. And we have reason to believe that Rabbi Yochanan held that the reason why an egg is laid on yontif is aser is a gzeira because of mashkin shezavu, because it's similar to juice that has come out of a fruit. The Rabbi Yochanan, Rami, the Rabbi Yehuda, Umashani, because we have a case which we're about to bring that he brought a contradiction in Rabbi Yehuda's two statements and two brises in Rabbi Yehuda, or one Mishnah, right, and a Mishnah brisa. And he answered it. And from that interpretation, from that answer of Rabbi Yochanan, it appears he holds the reason why an egg is, you can't go ahead and eat an egg that was laid on yontif is because it's similar to juice that has come out of a fruit, which is a gzeira, because you might come ahead and squeeze the fruit. Let's see. Tana, we learn in Mishnah, ein seichtin es peiros lahaitzi mehen mashkin. A person is not allowed to go ahead and squeeze out fruits to extract the mashkin. And if they come on their own, they're usher. And Rabbi Yehuda Omer, so that was the Tanakama, the juice, right? The juice is usher, right? And Rabbi Yehuda Omer, im la'eichlid, if it's the fruit is there.
Really only holds agave and zaysin.
No, wait.
Why not orange?
No, that's deraisa. That's the only. I mean,
Those are deraisa.
right. That's for skid that applies deraisa.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But tusim and rimonim, that's derabbanan.
Okay.
And everything else is kind of
Still ain't good.
No,
Yeah,
those
right.
are all together. Those are no difference. But right, that's nothing. Anyways, ain't so this appears the heights and mashkin be melts mass and usher. If they come out on their own, then they're usher. And Rabbi Yehuda Omer, im la'eichlin hayetzin mehen, im la'eichlin hayetzin mehen mutter. If they were there for eating, they're in your fruit on your table. They're there for eating, and juice came out on its own, right? So that's still part of that food. It was always there to be eaten. So therefore, it's still considered to be eichel. It's mutter. However, if the fruit were there to squeeze out, we're going to use these to make fruit juices. Then it's considered to be extracted. It's not considered to be part of the food. It's considered to be extracted from the fruit, and therefore aser. Alma. Kol eichlin Rabbi Yehuda deferes. Any food that's part of the food, right, is considered to be right part of the food. So therefore, basically, if a chicken is made to eat, right, the chicken was set aside, you're going to eat it, and it lays an egg. So that's part of the food. Just like this fruit, if the apple was going to be eaten, right, and juice came out of this apple, that the apple is not considered to be something different. That juice is just part of the food of the apple. So that was that. That was that Mishnah, right? That was for Aminu as a kasha of Od of Rabbi Yehuda. Furthermore, Rabbi Yehuda says in the Mishnah over there regarding Rosh Hashanah, Masna Damal Kalkaloshal Peiros B'Yom Tov Rishon Ve'Eichla B'Sheni. person go ahead and make basically a tanai. Over there is the whole case of there, but he makes a tanai, sort of separate discussion, but he makes a tanai on peros, to be masaking the fruits in order to take chumos and maisos from there. And it's a 2-day Rosh Hashanah. So basically, on the first day, he makes a condition. If today is Yantiv, right, then I'm going to take the chuma, right, then the chuma is going to be taken, but I'll eat it tomorrow. It'll be fixed tomorrow, right? He does it 2 times, and tomorrow will be the right time. If tomorrow is the right time, then that which I'm being masaking and now is the real chuma maiso. Therefore, I'll be able to eat it tomorrow when it's okay. So he says a person can make the condition because basically, according to him, Rosh Hashanah is it's not one long day of Yantiv. Rather, it's 2 different days that we're just masupik as to which day is the Yom Kedusha. Anyway, so that's what he said over there, but that's not the point over here. You can go ahead and eat it on the second day. So to an egg that was born on that was laid on the first day, you can eat it on the second day, right? Because if the first day was Yantif, so you can eat it the day after Yantif. And if the second day was the real Yantif, then it was laid on Erev Yantif. So therefore, it's okay either way. So it sounds over there, B'sheni in Barishon. No, he can only eat the egg on the second day, but not the first day. So the egg is usher. So what do you see over there? The egg is usher, right? And earlier, Rabbi Yehuda said that the juice that comes out of food that was okay to eat is mutter. So why is the egg usher and the fruit and the fruit mutter? Umeshani Rabbi Yechon. Rabbi Yechon says over there, Mechlev Zashita. Switch around the shita. So it wasn't Rabbi Yehuda. It was actually Tanakama. Rabbi Yehuda says if it comes out on its own, it's always awesome, right? And then there was whoever the Tanakama was. He was the one who says it depends what the reason for the fruit is. However, by the fact that he asked this kasha one another, we see over here that according to Rabbi Yochanan, the reason for the egg is similar to the svara of the juice, right? That's why he brought the contradiction, right? He's talking about the case of the juice that comes from a fruit versus an egg that comes from a chicken. Obviously, then he holds that the svara of our Mishnah, right? The svara of our Mishnah is that the egg that comes out is similar to juice that comes out, and therefore it's a gzeira because shemei yischam. So that was the proof that Rabbi Yochanan held similar to the gzeira, right, of skita, which was now of Rabbi Yitzchak. Fine. Turn the page, top of the page. Rafino Marli Taper says really over there, you don't need to go ahead and switch on the shitas. It's not a contradiction of Rabbi Yehuda, right? So Rabbi Yehuda seems to say that the egg is muksa on the second day, but juice that comes out of the fruit is okay on the first day. So Rabbi Yehuda, the Rabbanan Kamerlu. Rabbi Yehuda is actually not saying his own opinion, rather he's talking to the Rabbanan. He says, Ladidi, according to me, I feel the Barisha Nami, Sharia, Duchla Davarasim. According to me, it's okay. Why? Because an egg that comes from a chicken is like juice that comes from a fruit which is made for eat and it's just part of the food. But according to you guys, but according to you guys who hold that's not part of the fruit, at least you should admit that on the second day it's mutter. Right? The Shtei Kedusha say, right? Because according to me, Rosh Hashanah is considered to be Shtei Kedushos, right? In other words, it's 2 different days. One is holy, one is not. They say no, the Rabbanan like Kedusha Achas. The Rabbanan hold it, no. It's one long period. Rosh Hashanah is both days is the same Kedusha. It's not one day. Each day is a suffix, and we just hold each one's yanta because it's a suffix. Fine. And Ravino, the Rei Dav Ulav, Amar Hacha B'tar Negos, Homez Legado Beitzim. Over here, talking about the case of where a chicken was made to go ahead and lay eggs. So therefore, the chicken itself is muksa. Rabbi Yehuda l'tamei d'Islay muksa. Rabbi Yehuda holds that it's muksa because it came from a chicken that was not fit for eating, and therefore wasn't going to be eaten, and therefore that's the reason why perhaps the egg was usher to eat on day 1 and only day 2. Fine. So that was Rabbi Yochanan, as to say we want to say he held like Rabbi Yitzchak of the svara of our Mishnah. Now, says Meisvei, Echad Beitza Shenolda b'Shabbos. So Shabbos v'Echad Beitza Shenolda b'Yontif, an egg that was laid on Shabbos or Yontif. Ein metaltlin oisa, you can't move it. Lo l'chasas ba esakli. Not to cover on something, right? Or to go ahead and I guess to use it to put the bed on it. I guess if you hold it perfectly, you can't break the egg, right? So or put it underneath the leg of the bed. Aval koifa les a kli but you can go ahead and cover it with a kli or the pot or some sort of vessel, right? A utensil in order that it does not break. All right, now here's the key point. The sveika asura. If it's a suffix, right? The suffix is, what's the suffix? Good question. Very good question. What's the suffix? Maybe the suffix is when it was late, right? You're there on Friday. There's no egg there. You come back, or whatever, Erev Yontif. You come back, the next day, in the morning, you see an egg here. So was it late after Yontif started, before suffix? So a suffix, asura. Inisarva, the elef, and even if it got mixed with 1,000, kulan asuras. All of them are us. It's not bottom.
That day only.
Oh, so let's see. Very good. Very good.
Well,
Go on, sir. Right. Very good. Very good. This is good. Very good. Very good. We'll see. Very good. So Bishlam of the Rabbah. This makes sense. Why, according to Rabbah. Now remember, this is a suffix, right? And the chara, right, is normally we hold. Now Bishlam of the Rabbah, who holds that the reason for the Mishnah is because an egg is aser. It's aser midaraisa because it wasn't be mechin. He brought a pasuk that has to be mechin, has to be prepared, right? We brought the pasuk for the month. Damar Mishumachana. Havi steak deraisa. Since you brought a pasuk deraisa, it's a suffix deraisa. B'chol steak deraisa l'chumra, and therefore we say it's suffix aser. Ela Rav Yisrael Rabbi Yitzchak. According to Rav Yisrael Rabbi Yitzchak, who said the reason why the egg is aser is because it's a gzeira shema yisachet, right, or a pears and ishrin, right, of a fruit that was found. You might come pluck a fruit out of a tree, or you might come squeeze fruit. This is only a suffix derabanan. And every suffix derabanan should only be lakula, right? It should be mutter. So Dalit, right? Fine. So Seifa Asan. So he goes, answers no. Seifa Asan the suffix treifa. We're talking about no. Doesn't mean the suffix is when it was late. Suffix is what kind of bird was it? Was it a kosher bird or a non-kosher bird? Right? So we don't know what type of egg it is. Right? So therefore, a suffix and that's a suffix deraisa. If that's the case, I understand. If it's mixed with 1,000, it's aser. See, you might be shlama suffix yontif suffix called. If the suffix was when it was laid, havi davar sheish lamatirin. This is what you guys are talking about. But Eddie and they were both hinting to. This is called something davar sheish lamatirin. There is a way to permit this egg. How do you permit this egg? You wait till yontif's over, then the egg is permitted. Right? It's mutter. So something that has a davar sheish lamatirin, something that has a matir. It's not bottle. You just wait it out, or whatever the matir is. You matir it. How you matir here? You wait till yontif's over, right? So therefore, we don't say, "Oh, bottle baro, we can go ahead and eat it out." No, there's no bottle there. Even if 1 in 1,000 is not bottle. Eli yamarta suffix treifa. But if you say it's a suffix treifa, davar she'en lo matirni. That's something that's never. There is no matir for an egg from a non-kosher bird. Tivata baruba. Why isn't it bottle barov? Now, here's the story. Maybe it's because it's an egg. An egg is chashuv, and also there are certain things that are chashuv that are not batal, right? So it's an egg and a chashuva v'lo batla. So now a kol shadar kalimana is shaninu. So this you can say this for something that is typically right. Kol shadar kalimana shaninu means something which is typically sold right as an individual. Right? In other words, you sell eggs, you can sell eggs individually, or you can sell eggs, right, by the dozen, right, or whatever, right? So anything that's normally sold, right?
It's not sold by weight.
Right. Or but it's not sold, or it's not sold in bulk. We'll soon see, right? Or individually. Certain things are only sold individually. If it's normally sold individually, and it's still then it's still considered to be chashuv and it's not batal. So you can make sense. An egg is normally sold individually, right? And therefore it's sold by count, So therefore you can say it's not batal. But according to the opinion who holds that something which is only sold individually, Michael Maimar, you can't say that applies to eggs. Eggs doesn't apply there. It's not considered to be chashuv. That's now we go to Mishnah. A person had some bundles of tilson, fenugreek, that was kilaya karam, right? It was from a vineyard that was mixed, right? There was different seeds there. Kilaya karam, right? It's kilayim, right? Let's say wheat and grapes or something were grown there, right? So you have to go ahead and burn it, destroy it. And if you mix with others, and those get mixed with others, according to Meir, it all got to be burnt. The say, now, if you have 1 in 200, we're in Gimel days. If you have, Ari, you can tell when Ari dies. Ari, remember this down. Right? So you say, if you say, Yalu Bachas Masayim, you can put it in 1 in 200 is batal. Right? So according to the Rameir says it's never batal. You got to burn it, you got to destroy it. And according to Chachamim say 1 in 200. Shahayir Rameir Rameir says es shedar kalimanos mekadish, something which is normal of its way. Es shedar kalimanos is mekadish, right? Something which is normally counted, right, as an individual, right? That since they're right, so since these are counted, right, all it's makadesh, right? In other words, it sanctifies everything, and it's not batal, right? You can't nullify it according to Meir. Only things that can't be batal. Makadesh comes to the word like it's sanctified, like you can't use it, right? So anything is elashisha devarim bilvad, right? Only 6 items are chashuv enough that they're never batal baruf, right? Rav Kiva Meshiva. Rav Kiva says there are 7 of them. Ve'eluhain, and these are the list of 6 or 7. So it goes the perach. These it goes in these nuts of these perach nuts, Rimoni Badan, and these the Rimonim from Badan. The chaviyos, stumos, and sealed closed barrels, right? The chilfei tradin and these types of beets. The kilchei karuv and the cabbage stalks, right? Dolas, yibanis, and Greek gourds. And Rabbi Kiva Meisi v'akigara shel balabais. And Rabbi Kiva has even the loaves of a balabais, right? From individuals, not from a bakery, but individuals. And harui orla, those things which are orla. They're orla, and they make others orla. Ba'arula kilai kerem, make it kilai kerem. Itmar law, and over there it was said, right? Rabbi Yechon Amar, right? What did Rabbi Meir say? Es shadar kalimanos. So the machlokas as to, it's normally sold by the count. It's counted individually. Rabbi Yechon was es shadar kalimanos shaminu, right? Something which is only sold individually. Something which only is sold individually, that is not mavatal, right? Cars or something which individually, something which is chashuv, you buy one, right? Is not batal. And Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Amar kol shadar kalimanos shaninim. Anything that's normally sold individually, right? Anything that's normal. Now, according to Reish Lakish, something which is normally sold individually or by number, you can say that applies to eggs. So that's the reason why the eggs is not mavatal, even 1 in 1,000, right? You can say because it's something which is normally sold individually, but it's not exclusively. Elul Rabbi Yochanan, according to Rabbi Yochanan, eggs aren't sold exclusively individually. So therefore, since they're sold exclusively, they should be batal. So why did that Mishnah over there, sir, the Bryce say, right? And even the Sarva be'elef, kulot asuros, right? We're at the bottom, right? Even the Sarva, if it got mixed with 1,000, it should be batal, right? Why did it say that, right? So the Gemara answers. So Amar Rav Papa says, Rav Papa, right? 5 lines of the bottom. Hi Tana delitra katsiosu. This Tana who taught that is the same Tana who taught the case of Rav C at the end is delitra the katsios in the case of the alitra, which is a certain volume of dried figs. With the Amar. Kol davar shebeminyan afil b'derabanan lo bat. Anything which is counted at all, right, by number is never batal. Even derabanan and certainly deraisa. And what was that case there? We'll just bring the case there, but it's just an example of we see that there's a machlok, that there's an opinion who holds that something which is called davar shebeminyan, anything that's counted individually is not batal. The Tanan, as we learned in a Mishnah, right? Licha ksiya shedarsa al pi agol. If you have a litra of katsios of these dried figs that were pressed down into a mold, they have a goldarsa and they were truma, right? And he doesn't know which mold they put in. There's a lot of molds there, and he doesn't know which one it was pressed in. Al pi chavis, or you put it in the mouth of a barrel. And he doesn't know which one he pressed the dried figs and which barrel. Or alpi kaveras, they put it in a basket. So he doesn't know which basket. Rabbi Meir says some machlokas over there. Rabbi Eliezer Omer, what is according to Rabbi Meir? It's machlokas, right? We have between Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Huda argue as to what the machlokas is between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua, right? And what is this? Rabbi Meir holds Rabbi Eliezer Omer, turn the page, top of Dalet Amud Aleph. Roinis al Yonos Kiluhain Prudos, right? We look at the top, right, as if they were separated from the bottom, right? And therefore, right, the bottom ones can go ahead and be mevatel. If there are 100 mouths, 100 different baskets, whatever you put them in, yalu, then it's mevatel, one in 100, because it's truma. But if not 100, then the mouths are aser v'ashulai mutar, and all the other bottom ones are mutar. So it's the machlokas over there as to how to nullify to the top and the bottom. Hold on one second. We'll put it in the chat. And Rabbi Yehuda says, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, im yesham mea pumin, if there's 1 in 100 yalu, then it could be, then it's mevatel, right? But if not, pumin asurim, v'ashulai mutar, and rest is mutar. And Rabbi Shua Omer, afilu yesh sham shlosh me'as pumin lo yalu. Rabbi Yeshua says no, even if there's 300, it is not nullified. So you see, according to Rabbi Yehuda's interpretation of Rabbi Yeshua, there is a shita that holds it's not mevatel barov. If it's not mevatel barov, right, even in 1 in 300, right, in this case. So what do you see over here? There's a shita that holds that something that these pressed figs, right, are not mevatel at all, and it wasn't part of the 6 or 7. So therefore, we see that something which is the derech to count, right, similar to eggs, right, and there it can be sold either way, is never mevatel. And Joseph Eagle, if it was put in the round, everyone says we just said a machlokes. It depends, right? Are there others, right? What else is there? Some rapapa, if you come right, jars of eagle, he put it in inside the mold, and he doesn't know where he put it in, right? Either it's phony, the droma was the north of it or the south part of it, right? Doesn't know divya kol yolo. Everyone over there says it can be nullified in that case, because over there, there's even a sveka, and therefore everyone say it'll be mevatel in that case. But the point of bringing this case of the figs is that we see there is an opinion who holds that something which is sold similar to eggs cannot be nullified according to one of the opinions, Rabbi Shua Lefi Rabbi Yehuda, and therefore that was the opinion earlier that we can say that the egg, even if it's 1 in 1,000, is not even if it's not a shiloh of even it's only a shiloh of suffix treifa, right? Nevertheless, all these cases we can say is 1 in 1,000, or even it's drabanan, it's still never buttel because it's an egg, and eggs don't get buttel, just like figs don't get buttel. All right, we'll stop here. Shkoyach, everybody. Sunday, 1 second.
Sunday davening.